Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to Dad's Expensive Hobby.
What's up?
Today, I'm taking a look at the n&tstudio Unyielding Spirit, aka Manga GOKU. I discovered this thing on AliExpress a month or two ago and kind of hesitated on pulling the trigger, but a little bit of FOMO, a little bit of fear of missing out for the SH Figuarts version of the Manga GOKU had me go ahead and pull the trigger and buy this guy. And I'll tell you what, I'm honestly kind of glad that I did. He wasn't real expensive. I think I paid about $45 for him, which is not like cheap, but that's not expensive, especially when you compare it to what the licensed version is probably going for. This is really not a bad figure. It's not fantastic. It's not the best like third party / bootleg, and this thing is more like a bootleg figure I've ever bought, but it is actually not bad. And if you're somebody that's worried that you won't be able to get the SH Figuarts version of this and you want it for a spot on your shelf, this will be a figure you will want. But let's get into him real quick. Let's look at his package, because quite honestly, this is not a very good package. It's kind of funny. It's got a very small window. The way the figure comes configured and positioned in the box, the figure's actually over here hiding behind this so-called figure image. The figure doesn't look anything like this, and I'm kind of glad this isn't a very good figure. It says Unyielding Spirit right there, and absolutely jack shit on the back. Fuck. But, package aside, I'm not too disappointed with this figure, to be quite honest with you. Let's get him off the stand real quick and see how tall he is, because he's got a really big hair sculpt on him out of the package. To the top of it, he is right at 6.5 inches, and down to his hairline, he is about 5 1/4, not quite 5 1/2. So that jives with every other Goku, particularly this sculpt of Goku. The entire figure is about 17 centimeters. I think that works. Let's get him next to some other figures really quick. And this is another bootleg / third party figure with this, the legendary Super Saiyan Goku body on it. And they look, this one right here looks 10,000 times better than this ENC Super Saiyan God Kaioken Goku. I absolutely hate this figure.
That is one big pile of shit.
Much better figure. Here he is next to the licensed legendary Super Saiyan Goku, and they look pretty good next to each other. And in some ways, this one's aesthetic might be a little better just because there's more paint on it. This is a better figure, the one here in my right hand, but still, they actually look pretty decent next to each other. And I wanted to put him next to the SH Figuarts Full Power Frieza, and I think that looks really nice. That looks like that could be pulled right from the manga pages. But anyways, let's take a little bit deeper look at him. Now, for his aesthetic, he is obviously, this is the legendary Super Saiyan Goku Buck, and they've done a pretty darn good job of it. This doesn't feel, like I said, 100% as solid or as high quality as the licensed product, obviously, but this is not like your full-on bootleg, like falling apart type stuff. This is actually a pretty decent figure. It's got some nice weight to it and some heft, and he has got tons of paint, top to bottom, all over him, and I really like that, and it's done very well. Shading on the chest and muscles looks good. There is shading and wash on the pants, the gi pants down here. There is shading on the legs. There's shading on the back of the figure. All 90% of the battle damage has either like a blood kind of scuff, injury looking paint on it, or it's got just some kind of black like damage going on. It is done pretty good. It's even got like some sweat, like a bead of sweat there on the chest, and then right there as well. The face plates all look really good. They've got nice battle damage on them, and the blood looks pretty good. I'd almost go as far as to say this blood damage actually looks a little bit better than the images I've seen of the licensed figures. So, take that for what it is. I don't have that one in hand to side by side compare them. The boots look pretty good. There's a couple of little scuff spots on this boot, not both boots, but just this one right here. This one's got a little bit of a scuff spot there and a little bit of a scuff spot right here on the inside of it. But other than that, this thing's aesthetic is pretty nice. I like the hair sculpt. Probably could have been painted maybe differently. This just doesn't have quite that premium feel as far as the paint on the hair sculpt, but I like the hair. This windswept hair sculpt looks really good, and these face plates, I'm going to circle back to them for a second, are done really well. We'll go over them more here in a minute, but as far as aesthetic, this thing does not disappoint. Now for accessories, for his price, he comes with a pretty decent spread of stuff. He comes with 2 different head sculpts. He comes with this windswept hair sculpt on him in the package, and I like the sculpt of it pretty darn well. And he gets this regular Super Saiyan hair sculpt that looks pretty good as well. It's nice and big and full, just like it was in the anime, and I really, really like it. And it comes with 4 different face plates. He comes with this serious face right here on him in the package on this hair sculpt, and he gets this another serious face right here with a little bit of different battle damage on this hair sculpt right here. He also gets 2 more. He gets a teeth gritting face that looks really good and an open mouth yelling face that is fantastic looking. He also comes with 8 different hands. He gets these 2 fist hands on him in the package, and then over here he gets half a dozen open style pose hands. Those are stolen molds, nothing we've never seen before. And he also gets these right here, which I believe are some sort of like aura energy kind of looking things that you could probably hook onto him somewhere. You know, if you watch my videos, you know I don't really mess with that stuff, but they're done pretty good. They're like clear plastic, like translucent plastic with like some gray shading. Looks pretty decent. In the promo images, I actually thought those were extra like belt straps or something right there, but it turns out there's some kind of aura effect. But overall, his accessories are actually pretty decent. Now for his articulation, I'm not going to go over every single aspect of it. He moves almost identical to the licensed legendary Super Saiyan Goku, but he moves really good. His neck is not stiff like, you know, with bootleg stuff. Looks up really, really well. I was getting ready to looks down too, but he looks up pretty darn well. The neck moves good. There's not really any lollipop action going on, which I like a lot. And like I said, he does look down pretty good. Shoulders all move really well, way above 90 there. The butterfly engages really well. Look at that, brings it right across the body. Full 360, which, you know, anybody's ever bought a bootleg knows sometimes you got to worry about even that kind of movement without it breaking or popping off, and this one is definitely not doing that. Bicep swivel works just fine. Double jointed elbow, not going far past 90, but he's got a big old bicep, so I'm really not tripping on it. Joint looks good. Diaphragm will move good forward and back. You get some tilt and twist because of that double ball peg, or at least a ball peg up there in the torso. And he's got a ball peg in the waist, so you can move him all around like that. Legs come out to full splits. I love it. And front kick, a little squeaky, but same front kick as the legendary Super Saiyan Goku. And this is a soft booty piece, just like the legendary Super Saiyan Goku. So the leg kicks back as well. Thigh swivel, it works really good. Double jointed knee, tons of range, no problem whatsoever there. No shin swivel like normal, and the ankles kind of suck, just like you know, any licensed product with the ball hinge ankles. So the kind of, you know, up and down's not too bad, and it's got a little bit of ankle rocker. No peg hole in the bottom of the foot. And the toe hinge, a little tight, but it will move. And again, it's exactly like the legendary Super Saiyan Goku toe hinge. So nothing new under the sun there. Overall, I mean, his articulation is just as good for the most part as the licensed stuff. So you shouldn't have to worry about that. At least my copy anyway, moves just as well. Final thoughts on the Unyielding Spirit Manga Goku right here. This is not a bad figure. Like I said at the beginning, this is not the best third-party or bootleg figure I've ever bought, you know, because there's a little bit of a cheap aspect or feel to it in certain ways, but in other ways he feels nice and hefty like a licensed figure. So he's somewhere in between. I'm not quite gonna give him the third-party, like legit third-party seal of approval, but he is very high-end bootleg, and that's okay for me, especially since I'm not, you know, it's up in the air whether I will ever actually get my hands on the licensed version of this. And again, if you are in that same boat and you want this particular look for Goku, this figure will not let you down. I'm going to go ahead and tell you that right off the bat. I will give him a C+. No, you know what? I want to give him a B- because that paint does look very good on this figure. I'll give him a B-. Tons of room for improvement, but he is a good figure overall. Anyways, that's all I've got for him. Keep an eye out for the rest of our videos that ever come out, and we're trying to get 2,000 subscribers, so please subscribe. Anyways, this has been Dad with Dad's Expensive Hobby, and I'll talk to you all in the next video.